All right, let's take a look back at the first map. This is how Selfless was able to get it through. They're winning out in OT 19-16, now pushing it over to Train. I'm Helium, joined by Launders, and we're going into map 2 now.
Yeah, we're going into Train, which is a map that I think unanimously, even though the 2-1 might have been predicted for NRG, that they would be able to take that. They would definitely be able to take Train, right, in spite of anything. So this is a map that if Selfless win, I mean, man, they're showing us something, because NRG, we know, are prepared to play this map. You know that they like it a lot, and it's a really uphill struggle when you play a custom map, especially one as difficult as Train, just to get a good grasp of, to pull it out when you don't have a lot of practice on it, right? The same can't be said for other maps that you see so often in PUGs that maybe individualistically you feel very comfortable on. You know, utility goes a long way, and the proper use of utility is kind of an unexplored region for Train on the CT and T side.
Yeah, and I imagine since it was the pick of NRG, Selfless will likely be starting on the CT side, so it'll be very telling, I think, right away how prepared they are on the defense, because already in the first game of the day, back when it was CLG versus Splice, we saw that neither CT side had a good showing. It was 11 rounds from the T side for both teams, as that one went into overtime.
Now, I think actually Luminosity have the most to say about how to play this map well. I think the one thing that they've done, and shout out to Adren, he actually made a really good video on this explaining how Luminosity approach IV control, and that's actually the most important point on this map, because the A site on Train is one of the only maps that, like, you don't have to go for a mid control to get it. Like, IV control is like its own thing. It's a very unique place in CSGO, and I think that Luminosity, the way that Fallen would go push up with his op so aggressively every round, even if they knew he was coming. He found a new way to approach it, finding open and kill, and they were very, very fervent about trying to get really aggressive in that IV area, because if you shut that down, right, all the spots on A site are compromised for players who, or if you don't shut that down, all the spots on A are compromised for the players who are trying to defend against ladder and defend against T-Con, right? You could be a train stopper, you could be behind the back train, you could be on top of the back train, you could be at hell. All these spots become a little bit riskier to play if you don't have IV control. And so on the CT side, if you fight for it, then you can have a couple of players lined up at the back of the site, and they could be just looking forward instead of having really safe positions that allow them to stay alive, but not allow them to get kills. So the split, I think, on T side is really important. We see a lot of defaulty teams send 2 IV and bully people there and try to get as many kills as possible. And I think that without it, that's what is going to be the biggest problem for either team. So I think whoever gives most respect to IV is the one that'll probably lose.
Yeah, and it's also, IV is one of the best positions on the map where you can also just get information, right? You can peek out there, you can see people maybe setting up if they're there for an outer take. So you get a lot of information. On Overpass, it seemed, you commented on it a few times, that they were really playing blind, both teams. So maybe peeking out to Ivy will have some part to say in that as well. Yeah,
we saw some issues with them not going for information on both sides, and we saw basically information that was given up by one team but not gained by the other. So it almost made no difference, except for the fact that CTs don't have to or aren't expected to go for as much. So it was free information the CTs could have gotten on both sides, and information that wasn't gathered. So hopefully we don't see that same kind of gap in awareness on Train. It's a map that information just pays off in dividends. I mean, the same could be said for every map, but you aren't relying as heavily on your instant entries. Like rushes outside will work quite often, but at the same time, a slow defaulty T side with the time that you really need to actually get IV control properly without forfeiting or giving up too many players is going to be necessary. So the outer splits are great, right? But you can do a fast ladder where you send your 2 best spawns to go down ladder, and then 3 out T-Con if you want to do a really fast rush. Or you could send someone super late IV, but that person will get telegraphed more often than not. You could send 4 inner on a rush as well. That's a very viable strat, something you like to do on eco rounds. Now, the great thing about Train for the eco rounds is that, or just getting plants in general, is it's really easy to put a couple of smokes down on inner, or even just send 1. Just throw a smoke down the ramp, throw a pop flash for Pop Dog, and then jump out and get the bomb down without CTs. Sometimes not even playing close up, right? Sometimes versus an eco, you don't want to have you don't want to risk a CT who you might have solo inner playing close up and then end up dying, because if he dies and it's 5v4 with the bomb down and he forfeits a gun, then suddenly you don't have an advantage, even though it's the other team who has more rifles.
And again, looking back at Overpass, we saw really God B, not too much like tactical execution coming out. God B was actually just top fragging. You think on Train we'll see maybe some more set executes, some set plays, and be able to see inside the brain of God B a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, this is like should be a map where he shines. If you're someone who wants to take every round really patiently, I mean, you obviously got to turn up the pace once in a while, but that's something that kind of everyone can do, right? That's why most teams are just hyper aggressive on some odd rounds and on maps that are and on more of the common maps. But Train is a lot less forgiving towards rushes, and we do see a BT sided, but we see that if you get map control properly and you bully certain players in certain spots, and you push them off and push them out of their comfort zone. You get a lot more out of the round more often than if you were just to play it quickly and rely on flashes on the go and smokes on the go, because as we can see looking at the outer site, there's just so many places where you can put a smoke down that can gain you some valuable territory.
Also, will actually be NRG starting off on this CT side. Legia here taking some early shots in the T connector. He's got, actually, was that the P250 there? Or maybe just the P2K? It's hard to tell these days. But he's got the nade and the kit as well. Nade onto Gabi, the others going for Kevlar. And kind of same situation on Selfless. 3 Kevlars for them. Mainline and Relics holding on to the utility. And Gabi, looking for some quick information, will back off, though, as he knows someone is in those box halls.
Mainline setting up a Z-smoke. And 2 players actually haven't pushed all the way up either. They're going to have a little bit of a sprint to go, while Peter looking straight up and shooting Relics in the head somehow. Bullet to the chin.
Yeah, so now Justin on Green Train trying to fall back. He knows that Ivy's been given up. 3 players have swarmed out of it from Selfless. Legia is able to get one. Justin, oh, it's not a clean fight. He's going to go out for the knife. Legia, meanwhile, has found 3 kills. And Peter comes in for his second.
Wow. Insane kills from Legia, getting all 3 of those with headshots and sealing up a pistol round, which is so nice to fortify your economy on this map. And again, I think a lot of people who have played for a long time, they really think about Train as just this really difficult map to play on T side, but honestly, most of the teams that we see be good at Train have like very decent T sides these days, and it's a lot easier to come away with rounds. It's just that if you don't know how to play and you kind of expect it to be hard, like the old Train, then you might not have so much success. So I think that's going to be an obstacle for Selfless. Definitely not going to be happy to see this map here today.
I think that might have been 2-for-1 scout damage there from Peter. Now he's got his second shot onto Nifty. Justin before that killing Relics. That's the first kill of the round, as Selfless now just left with 3 deagles. Still some time on the clock to work with, see if they can't even it back up. Mainline might be the one to do that. So many rounds there on Overpass we brought back from 3v5s.
Yeah, we saw that over and over again. We got 2 players basically on 1 HP right now. And Mitch with the Diesel at Ivy, and this is just a round where you're trying to break the economy a little bit of the other team. Any kill they get will be huge for them.
Yeah, Mainline took a lot of damage working up the lower ramp, and now he's repositioned over to ladder, trying to peek out. It'll be silenced long range with the UMP to find that kill. Mitch, same thing. Kind of, we talked about his deagles. They talk about his 1 deags a little bit, but not finding anything here. Now Uber on 9 HP. Really not much he can do.
Everyone had their opportunity there, but no shots connected. So we move into the next round, and we didn't see a plant on the first round. We didn't see a plant on the second. And NRG, knowing this, are going to be fully aware of the economy of Selfless.
Yeah, so the quick 2-0 start here for NRG. It was Selfless who started things off with a 2-0 on Overpass, and then actually did get caught up by a full eco round. Here's Peter again with that scout looking into T-Con. Spots a couple coming out. Silent gets the first kill, then Justin and Peter. Peter with another one. Scout into the deagle. And Legia gonna go in between the trains. It's just Uber right now. Can't even find a kill. Peter grabs 2, and that's a 3-0 for NRG.
Now we'll really see how well Selfless are prepared to play this map in this next round. And it's going to be really important for me to know, like, well, I think what we'll see is, do they fall apart? Are they able to get the opening kill? Do they have anything going for them? And how confident do they feel? A lot of these things will shine through if you know what to look for on the T side. So I'm really happy to see them playing T side first, because the more demanding side, it's much harder to play. Oh, and that's actually a flash that falls short. No, 2 players from TT were behind, so...
No, I think Selfless tossed in a flash to be looking out for this rush, but it's Justin that goes in with the FAMAS. Triple kill for him, and there it is. We see the Ivy control coming down to be possibly the round decider here on just the first rifle. both teams go for the control, but it's Justin and NRG that come away with it.
Honestly, the flashes were great, but Justin should have been traded on that third kill, so it's pretty amazing that he was able to seal that one up. So, you know, Mainline's not going to be happy because that could have been a 3v3, and now it's a 4v2.
And Gobby just doing his best there. He was spotted, and he's staying alive. This will allow Selfless to plant the bomb. Molotov goes down. That will force him off the back train position. Uber going to push up to the fuel tanker, try to take some control, but you can see a player's gone past him. That was Legia, but Relics will deal with that. Now 2 versus 3 here from Selfless point of view. Now just Uber, and they should know sort of where he is. And he's actually being shot from behind. It's Gobby on the upper catwalk that will find that one.
Yeah, notices that a player was missing. Maybe he's not up, or maybe he's pushing up on the site, and then they do find him and take him down. So it's actually NRG to convert this round as well, and off the back of Justin's huge plays. Like, he got 3 kills there with the FAMAs, and a couple of nice flashes from his teammates, but overall a really great Ivy push that paid off really quite a bit. Nice headshot there and a third kill to just lock it down. I mean, that's when you know the round is won.
Yeah, that had to be a great feeling to start off the round that dominantly, and it was Justin who, in terms of just the raw frags, wasn't really all there on Overpass. We saw him kind of at the bottom of the scoreboard with Silent instead.
Look the right side of the bomb train, and just hope no one's at train stopper, or that the Ivy guy is preoccupied, and you can just run out and get a plant. It happens so often, and Inner is another site where it's
quick outer play from Selfless. Now just Mitch blind in a smoke behind the electrical box. He'll get 1 kill, but it's Peter again, I believe, finding his second there.
I'm trying to think. We have like a total of 1 plant so far, and that's really bad on train. The thing is that the T-side rounds are hard, but it's really easy to bolster your economy because the plants are so easy to come by. Even with 1 smoke, you can come out ladder, smoke the right side of the bomb train, and just hope no one's at train stopper, or that the Ivy guy is preoccupied, and you can just run out and get a plant. It happens so often, and Inner is another site where it's easy because the bomb site the bomb plant zone is so close to the round, and it's very common for CTs to play far back. But we've only seen 1 plant so far from Selfless, and it's still they've got an op in their hands right now. That's on Nifty. The double ops ended up being a really good adjustment from NRG to continue their reign of dominance, so they haven't used it versus rifles themselves yet.
Yeah, NRG running with the Halo strats. The shot he snipes. Well, now just the 1 sniper. His Silent's actually going to fall. Mitch takes him down, and that's Ivy. He's pushed out. He's into the CT backhaul right now. This is a very powerful position. Let's see if he will be aware of this rotator in CT. That's Peter. That's the first kill. Another quick shot. That one off the mark, though, as Peter falls back. He'll drop down a smoke, just looking to stay alive a bit more. Might shift over to the Z connector. Meanwhile, Gobby looking in the inner ramp. Will drop off the Molotov. Forces them to push through it. And wow, Relics has got to be extremely low. Yeah, 18 HP. He will survive the flames. He gets onto the back of the site, but here's Peter again. That's his second kill of the round. Won't find the third. Mainline takes him down 2-on-2 now as Selfless trying to get onto the board.
Oh, he desperately needed to hit that first bullet, and he did it. Justin also has noticed that someone's missing right now. I don't know if he expects this play to come out, but whoa, he actually gets caught off guard in Mainline. Second frag of the round, takes down an op and a rifle, and leaves himself in a 1v1. Legia with full HP is trying to make a read here on outer, and he'd be completely right about that.
And these 1v1s on this outer site are just so difficult for everybody. So many corners to check. And Legia, he'll get the audio cue probably pretty soon that the bomb's going to be going down. And he's already spotted the leg. He'll just shoot under the trains. And that's a close round, but it's still NRG to take it. They lead 6-0.
I'm not sure if there was a bit of a death cam there, or if that was just a huge read from Legia, but he picked that right side and got there just in time to make it seem like to Mainline that there was no way he was going to be out there. Even coming a long way around Ivy, he thought he had this round in the bag, but he didn't. And NRG now 6-0 right now in this half.
And we did talk about Peter opping well on Overpass despite taking the loss. And ooh, Legia from EU, but he's pulling out the NA nades. But Peter, that's his 11th frag. That's the point I was going to make. He is going off right now on train.
11-1. Nifty and Uber still to yet to make their mark. Yet to frag.
Yeah, that's tough. And both these guys holding out behind the box. Silent nearly connected that one through the smoke. He'll reposition on the other side of it and sees the boost. His flick shot won't land, but he gets out unscathed. No damage taken. Peter has fallen, though, so we've got a 4-on-4. As the bomb just now getting scooped up from Nifty, and it looks to be going up into the white halls.
Yeah, now we see the T's being thinned out, and the CTs as well responding, and they're giving a lot of attention to Ivy. Someone shooting from the left side, and that's going to allow the person on the right side to have a little bit of time where he doesn't actually have to make a move, and his presence won't be known, but he'll always be able to keep an eye on it. He's he's pushed over a little bit. Our Ivy man seems to just be wanting to go late right now. Mainline's probably calling just hit inner, and I'll come and get a flank kill. So they're relying on an after plant situation, but there's already someone that'll be on a ladder flank. And wow, Mainline taking that shot but doesn't get it. Gob B answering with his teammate Silent and getting an op kill to complement one on the other side of the map. Relics, though, shutting down the flank, and now has a really good after plant spot in this 2v3.
Yeah, Justin up on the trains, though. He will drop off, and there's Gob B on 1 HP, his second op kill of the round. He picked it up once Peter fell. So all 4 kills right now for NRG coming from the ops, and it's Relics pushing through the smoke. He will get the kill onto Justin. He wasn't expecting that one at all, and sticking the bomb. It's Gob B on 1 HP. He gets the defuse. Relics finds a 2K, but finally Silent takes him out, and that's NRG leading 7-0.
Nice. That was a really close call. If he had run back the entire way, I don't know if you would have been able to see him. It seemed like he took like 1 step back, but either way, NRG clutch out another round, and that was technically a 1v1, even though it was almost a 1v3 by Relics. So again, Selfless, there's a lot to say about like how well they're playing some of these rounds out, and their quota is much lower on the T side, or at least a little bit lower. So they have some outs here, losing these rounds, but the issue is that when it comes down to the 1v1s, it's, you know, T and CT side is just, it doesn't even exist anymore. It's pretty much, it's actually, in fact, probably a little bit more T-sided, if anything else, barring a severe health disadvantage or disparity.
That shot from Silent was so close to connecting, and we can actually see, you seem to be dead on with this Ivy control point, right? Selfless have been here a lot of the rounds. We've seen NRG go out aggressive. That was when Justin got the 3K with the FAMAS. And 3 players committed to the position from Selfless right now, but they're Silent holding it on with the op. He's been difficult to get past. They've actually had no answer, really, to the double ops.
Yeah, the issue is for the CTs is that there's 3 choke points, right? So if someone's always making you watch your back at Ivy, even if you don't go there, it's so important to have presence because it neutralizes a lot of the spots you might use otherwise. Baits out the shot from Silent, makes him fall back. Looks for another one, doesn't find it. He gets the headshot with the P250 instead, looks for the big flick, but Mitch takes him down, and now Mitch has looking to continue his reign of terror. Actually, Relics is the one to answer back, and Peter with a 2K of his own, 6 HP, but 2 frags.
Wow. And Silent, I noticed Silent's op's name was Peter is better than you, and then he gets nothing done with the op, and we see Peter find a sick 2K with his, so weapon well named, I suppose. As Gob B now back at Green Train, might be able to catch Nifty in the back here, and you can see Legia on X-Ray coming through the smoke at ladder.
Nifty has just no...
Oh, that flash is so good! The man up in the sky, completely blind. Nifty's able to pull off the spin move, gets the 1 frag into a 1 versus 1. Legia again on this outer site, left all on his own. Nifty gonna flash over, Molotov to go out to clear some spots.
I'm surprised he even threw that over, considering he made the risky play of switching over and suddenly is able to win this 1v1, even though Gob was assisted in getting that huge flash and almost sealed up both kills. He even comes away with the frag, and that was really nice from Nifty to cross to the right side to Ivy. That was like, you have to do that on a moment's notice. You have to make that decision right away, and if you don't do it or you get caught crossing or spotted, then it's all over. So, wow, Gob could have ended it right here, and then Nifty trading that out. Turning it into a round is huge. Another 1v1, but this time going the way of Selfless for the first time in this half.
And Legia actually was fairly poor, so he'll just go for the MP7 buy, but the important thing for NRG is that they still have the double ops coming out, and you can see Selfless as well with 2 Galils and a P90. Not extremely healthy either, because 10 people died in that last round. No one built up really any money.
Yeah, definitely.
And Legia in T-Con pushing through, gets that first kill onto Uber. Gob B just watching here on the smoke, will come away with nothing but information.
Ooh, spotted falling back to bomb train. He's got kind of an okay spot. Mitch is pushing up really hard right now and gets traded.
Wow, what? I just like fully expected that to land and it didn't. And now coming out of the smoke, Nifty will dodge another one. And look at Legia, he's so close. He's hot on their heels. Bomb is going down. Legia not going to push for it yet. They'll let the bomb go down. They're confident in the retake, and that's why Justin with the first kill onto mainline. Now Legia moving out. Flank not being watched at all. And have they spotted the man in between the bomb train towers? It looks like they do know he's there now, and Silence is going to go in, rolls up the sleeves.
Insanely awkward spot to be in. There's no good angle to take even the 1v1 without exposing yourself if someone's on both sides of the bomb train. So little to no chance of winning that round. I don't know how Peter actually I think missed that shot because of jumping inaccuracy. Like there's a small chance that right when you land, you don't hit it, even though it looked like to me as well that it was lined up perfectly. But when Nifty came back down the ramp, he probably should have hit that one.
Probably.
no matter. They still clean it up, and that's a brutal round to lose because Selfless are looking at the force up right now. There were 3 alive last round for NRG, but that's the least of their concerns. The fact is, they won a round after winning the only rounds they did off of 1v1 are just dirt poor.
Molotov to the back of the green train where Justin is. He still is trying to spray down through the very narrow choke points. That nade out. Oh, not going to catch. I think that's Uber pushing forward. It was very low. It gets out in front of the nade. Legia spinning around. There's denying the bomb plant, finding a second as well. 1,200 bucks for him. Will go out to the P2K. He knows he's fighting pistols, so fire with fire here. And he will maybe get the kill around the electrical box. Trying to go in for the knife. That was a bit ambitious. Mitch won't allow that one, but here's Peter with 2 to close out the round. That's 9-1 in favor of NRG.
Yep, and through the midst of the confusion, it seemed like there was a little bit too much map control being gained by Selfless on that eco or the force up, but it didn't end up in anything else, and it didn't result in anything. And I think the most important thing there is like seeing a play like how Silent was able to spot somebody but not chase the frag. He's like, oh my god, I let someone just pass me after I whiffed a couple of bullets, and he crossed the bomb train, but instead of chasing, he decided to fall back and stay alive, and that's so important because you got to trust yourself to retake even with rifles, so you don't want to get greedy, especially on those anti-ecos, and that was an important opportunity to cut his losses, and he did that.
Oh, this Molotov's going to hurt or just separate them. They don't decide to push through it. Silent comes away with 2, and they know that one more is here. They'll spot him jumping. And Mainline going to be hard-pressed to get anything done. Silent finds his 3rd kill, just rolling in the money right now. And it's Relix by himself. And you hate to point stuff like this out, but Uber, 0 kills still.
I hate to see it. It's really not a performance that you can have when you're just expected, when so much is expected of you.
What is this from Silent?
That was did he have a turn bind? That was like...
He surfs. As Relix, very, very low. Legia, no problem taking him down, but it's Silent that makes the big plays, getting 2 at Ivy and then 1 elsewhere.
The ballerina himself. Hit him with the pirouette, MP9 to the face. And I was just wondering. I'm surprised they didn't pause back when it was like 8-1 or even 7-1. Obviously, they lost so many rounds in a row, but finally the tactical pause comes out right when NRG was that getting them to the double digits, I think? I think it's because we're 10-1 now, but I think it's because like a lot of the rounds are really close. So it's like, you know, how do you analyze past, oh, we lost the 1v1. If you bring it to the 1v1, you're doing a really good job on T side. It's just that not actually sealing up the rounds is what the big problem is. So maybe just take this time to think. Gabi's pretty happy right now. He's got a really solid half on his hands. 10-1. This half is not over yet. Like 5 with a 5-round potential. The fact that I think maybe 4 rounds have been 1v1s, only 1 actually won by Selfless. It means a lot for them. But it gets harder and harder when you get closer to winning those rounds to try to replicate that success in the future. Like later in the half, it only becomes easier for the CTs who might expect similar strategies if that's the only thing that's working. Whereas reinventing yourself and then winning in that way as well is going to be the biggest hurdle, I think, for Selfless. But I wonder, you know, how much they are even mentally like thinking about winning this map. You know?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, they didn't ban it, right? They went for
that's true.
They went for their one ban, which they always do, a cobble, so they take that out. Which maybe could have been worth leaving in because it's not a map that NRG plays all that much either. Mm-hmm. They both had that in common, not too many maps on a cobble, but instead it's, you know, train that comes through, and NRG will take that opportunity to pick it up first. And then map 3, of course, is Cash, which I believe NRG did already play, right? But they were staying with Tempo Storm early on in that first half, but then ended up losing Cash 16-5.
I just saw that man's whole body.
I missed it. I looked away, and now I regret it. But Peter, so right away, NRG on the CT side, Peter gets out to that op on the very first rifle round, and I think he got some sort of multi-kill right away with the op on that round, secures it, and then the double op came out, I think, by round 5, and there's literally been no answer from Selfless to the double op. Finally, they'll have a little bit more utility, and, oh, okay, maybe it's just going to be a fast, quick outer play or potentially a fake.
Mm-hmm. Legia being the ladder room player, well, actually gets the kill. Whoa. Not expecting someone to trade without a flash. Relix comes flying down the ladder and makes it a 4v4, but Mainline to add to the pressure makes it a 4v3 now with a kill of his own.
Yeah, Peter has pushed through. He's not going to go down ladder. Justin in the back hall wins the battle over main line. So that's a 3-on-3 right now. We've got Gombi still. I think he's on this side. Oh, no, he's at outer pop dog there, the double boxes. And they're so blind. Almost hits the spray transfer to find the double. He's brought him down very low. Man on top of the blue train. That's Nifty. He gets the kill, but in from behind, there's Peter. Shot to the back of Relics and pulls out the sidearm to take down Nifty.
Shout out to these plays where you see Gombi took a little bit too much time to get that second kill. It takes a lot of tact to be able to fall off after getting one kill, especially being that far out in the open. And so often than not, we always see these plays from NRG where they're able to flank really early into a take, and that's really good for them. That means they're going for that information, which I think they really lacked on the CT side of Overpass. So it's good to see that this isn't a recurring theme across all maps.
Well, Peter will miss that shot. It's one he's been hitting a lot as Selfless are trying to go fast to the outer yard right now. Silent with the op at the train stop, finds one, can't land the second, but now Justin getting involved. He gets the kill on the main line. Legia hiding out in the smoke, pushing through, finds one. Can he make it two? Not quite. Uber's very low, 11 HP. Mitch takes down Silent over there. I think that was him dying in the back of Green Train. Gombi again already on the flank, and Peter stops the plant, so no extra money on the round for Selfless. Mitch in a 1 versus 3. With just the Tech 9 here and a little bit of utility. That flash couldn't have been closer to his face. Gombi kills his teammate. Get out of my way.
That's for whiffing.
He wants the kill on the Mitch.
Oh, man. That was pretty funny. So many bullets just outlining whoever that was on the side of the train.
So dominant performance here.
What are we up to, 12-1?
Yeah, we didn't see the power of the pause really at all there. I mean, it was pretty evident that Selfless wanted to play it quicker.
Yeah.
But they got shut down on both attempts.
Yeah, I mean, to play slower, it's technically it's like an old man, you know what I mean? When you start to play slower, it's because you have a lot of experience, but then you've kind of lived out your life and you realize you make less moves, but each move is more meaningful. And, you know, when you're younger, you're less experienced on the map, you move faster. I think that's the best analogy I think you could give.
I don't think anyone's going to top that one.
To the team who changes up the speed, but then, yeah, I mean...
Well, there's actually Gombi with one. Uber takes him down, and the main line at Ivy finds Silence. So Selfless do have a man advantage here, a chance to maybe get another round. Legia gonna pop flash and try to push the smoke, but it wasn't effective. Mitch turned the other way, turns back to get the kill. Main line with the second onto Justin. And it's all gonna be on Peter, who will miss his first op shot. Didn't actually take any damage. Will throw out the flash. Was hoping to take the shot before it went off, but ends up blinding himself. Fortunate for him, it blinded everyone else as well, so he's still alive and maybe a bit of a chance here to cause some damage in the 1v4.
No, actually, you know, that's not a bad round at all for Selfless, and I'm not going to count him out until, I mean, if it was like 13-2, it'd be like, okay, that's just way too late. 12-3, it's still really bad, and they'll probably be easily exploitable at some point or another on their CT side. And definitely NRG have a huge lead right now, and they're most likely going to win this map. Just based off what we've seen, but here we have a round where, you know, 2 Fomuses are on the board. Selfless have a very healthy buy. They just won the previous round. They're probably feeling decent. And yeah, they've, I mean, a 3 half potential. What more can you say about that? It's not great.
Well, they finally knocked NRG off the double ops, but Peter still has his, and Legia is just out. He'll finally look the other way. Uber almost caught on a weapon switch, but a very quick headshot onto Legia gives him the man advantage. Silent as well, caught a bit of a gap in the smoke, and mainline will hop on that opportunity. So 5 plays 3 right now. Advantage Selfless.
Inner's given completely up. You know, this is pulling the goalie from the net. You really don't need to have someone there when it's 5v3 and you have a read and you feel like the split is coming. You just gotta take a risk because ultimately you lose if you don't.
And it looks like, I mean, the bomb is still kind of geared up to go Inner, so they might just get in there for free. Mainline still hanging around at Ivy. He wants to keep some players at least locked there, as now we can see Relics and Mitch making that transition into the halls as well.
Yep, and this is actually a really good rotate. They took their time here, and this is the value of getting the man advantage. Like, on T side, you are pressed to go for map control, but once you get it, you can just hang out, expect the CCs to push you, and we see that with a kill being found by mainline.
Yeah, he's getting another one. He's actually kept 2 players. That's Peter and Gombi, both out here on the A bomb site. They'll realize very quickly that they've guessed wrong. Mainline finally goes down, so it's a 2v4 retake, and Gombi didn't take much damage from that, but look, there's a kit onto Peter, but no one has an ounce of utility right now. And Mitch will win his first medal onto Gombi, so now just on Peter, 1v4. No reason not to go for it. It's the last round of the first tap, so we'll get to see what Peter's made of.
This is just straight up impossible to win. Like, you'd have to be the most, just absolutely horrible.
It would be mistakes from Selfless, yeah.
Yeah, that's to put it lightly.
Maybe
Yeah.
if all of their mice broke and they only could play with their keyboards like relics.
I think they would still be really hard. It would still be really hard to lose that, yeah.
So the 12-3 half, right? That's what we didn't see on the first train map. It was all T-sided all day, but NRG pick it. They're very confident, and that CT defense was definitely something to behold.
Now we'll get to see Selfless get to move into their comfort zone maybe a little bit more if they weren't prepared for this map. They still know it. They still get to play these comfortable CT advantages that are universal. Right? They aren't map dependent. And we can see this be a little bit more of an individualistic affair, but you know, it's the reason NRG light train is because they're good at T side. It's not because they're good at CT side.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason, but ultimately, if you're good at the harder side, then you probably feel really comfortable on the map.
Yeah, depending on how it goes, we might not actually get to see very much of NRG's T side here. Silent will get the first kill, Relics to trade that one out, so a 4-on-4. But look at this! Selfless coming so fast up that ladder on the flank. Nifty with 2. Peter will take him down, and then Gabi storming in. It is a brawl at the stairs. It ends up in a 2-on-2, and Peter is still holding out here close with the Glock. That's where he wants to be. Finds the first headshot onto Uber, and now Relics actually being challenged a little bit maybe from the ladder. Peter comes away with both kills, and it's NRG to get the pistol, leading by 10 rounds right now. It's 13-3.
That would have been actually a horrible position if Peter died because he had the bomb at the top of the ladder. Like, ideally, the bomb goes down the ladder. Peter stays up there to watch the flank. That's perfectly reasonable, but I don't think he realized that he had the bomb, because if he died right there, I mean, he had a really good angle and took that shot and hit it on his first bullet, but if he had died right there, basically to either kill, then bomb control is taken, and someone has to come up the ladder to get it, which is like the worst place that you'd have to recover it from.
And Peter going to get right back to that scope weapon as quickly as possible. He goes out for the scout. Same decision there from Nifty. His is the glass cannon, though, so he can go down in one shot. Pistol and armor for the other members of Selfless. A couple nades to work with. And Mainline will come away with the first kill on Telegia. And Gabi to trade that one out. So that happening over in ladder. 4-on-4 right now, and HP's about the same. Well, was. Nifty will go down. Peter hitting that scout shot. Silent up on the blue train, expecting a rotation through the Z connector, as you do, and too hard of a shot to hit. And he's actually taking a ton of damage. Justin, meanwhile, falls. Scout shot to the face. Relics on the flank, but coming up with nothing from the CZ. He'll take the reload of shame, I think, right there with his CZ. As Mitch, yeah, he's not going to be knifed. We've seen a couple knife attempts. And Silent and Gabi are actually in a really bad position. Both are very, very low.
Wow. And NRG looking for a little bit worse for wear here versus the force-up of Selfless. Able to get a plant. Silent planning for back trains is actually going to move up to the bomb. To the default plant. Maybe cause some misdirection, but he's only got 10 HP to work with and someone on the big flank. And he gets one kill, but gets taken down. Traded up by the scout of Mitch, and that's a conversion from Selfless. They actually get 4 rounds now. It's still 13 for NRG and a plant, so
the CT force buy coming out after losing the pistol. It works for Selfless, and we'll take a look at Mitch again. They're trying to going airborne for the knife. That's Peter.
That was a little bit, I think that was a little bit risky, but maybe,
yeah.
I don't know. That was a little risky.
Well, you know, Peter's foot's still injured in real life, so he's taking that opportunity to jump and run around like a crazy man in game.
True. Vicariously through his player.
So that extends the map a little bit for Selfless. They get up to 4 rounds right now, and NRG still investing. I mean, they did plant on that round. Silent got the bomb down for them, so they have a little bit more cash.
Whew. The B-hops, I love it.
And train too, right? Mitch with the Molotov here in the back of green train, looking to spray down again through those narrow choke points, and he'll find Silent actually out in the open. Gabi with a quick trade out and going around the CZ, looking for more, is stopped by Uber. Relics also getting a kill, and wow, another 2-on-2. The force buy this time from NRG on the T side. Gets the round coming pretty close, and Peter working around with this deagle. Actually gets out to the AK, and can't quite get the spray. 3 bullets left here. He's gonna need to reload, and he will, as Mainline has killed Justin. So it's Peter all alone. He gets the first frag. He does have armor, 52 HP right now. Mainline on 41 with the flash, and oh my goodness, he gets brought down to 7, but Mainline finds the double kill and wins the round.
Wow, that's some fierce fragging right there. Both players played that extremely well, and It was actually mainline to edge it out. Peter being last alive is a really good thing, though, because he's super good at clutching, and it seems like he's not just last alive with all 4 of his teammates. He's usually last alive, and it's like a 1v2 or something. That's like the ideal situation NRG want to be in most of the time. So it seems like things are working out that way, and that's really good for them.
Well, Uber dropping down some smokes, I think in response to some of the nades that NRG have been throwing outside. Molotov to ladder, though, won't stop them from pushing through. We got 3 people as they go for just the 3-2 split from ladder and T-Con. Nifty up on top of the green train. He's not coming away with anything, but he's still alive, and that's what's important. It's Relics and Uber who are doing the killing. One of them dying here on the train. Nifty to bring down Gabi, and we actually will have a pause coming out in the next round.
Justin, 2 kills so far. Oh, no, actually just 1. But now in a 1v2. A little bit of health here. Flashbang. Looks like his angle's getting cut off a bit. It's a headshot onto Relics, but Relics has the better amount of HP and comes away with a kill of his own. So I think a pause was called by NRG.
Yeah, I don't know if it was technical or tactical as of yet, but I mean, if it's tactical, they pulled it out pretty early. They probably they have some still rounds to work with and experiment and maybe find it without the pause. But they won the pistol and then have lost 3 in a row now. Yeah,
maybe they had just a little bit of maybe something to work out. Maybe something that somebody said, hey, we have an idea, a suggestion that we want to run by you, Gob, or Gob's like, let me explain this to you, or like, this is what we did wrong in that last round. There are many reasons that they might want to take one, maybe just to relax, but also, yeah, they did take it kind of early. Oh, it's a technical.
Oh, it is technical.
Okay. So we know that, but even if it is technical, that time that you have to talk to your teammates and just relax benefits could be both teams. Selfless, I mean, have technically a slight bit of momentum, but they have to claw their way back into this. A lot more rounds for them to win than for NRG.
Yeah, that's what I would say maybe hurts the most here for Selfless, is that they started to get some of that momentum. Yeah, they were, I mean, I guess they forced by the netted deal and shut down a force by that NRG had another round that went close, but yeah, they've got some of that momentum getting a couple rounds in a row. Mm-hmm. But yeah, both teams going to be able to take this opportunity to talk about things. I think Peter may be explaining that he might be looking to take the round into his own hands there.
I wonder if there's a potential for a comeback from Selfless. If I don't know, like, again, the CT side, it's a little bit more comfortable. I feel like they show they can frag, so I don't know if that means everything, but so far they've converted. They've converted post pistol. They won a rifle round, or versus a rifle round. They've locked it down. They're doing okay on the economy. And are they up to 8 rounds or only 6?
I honestly can't remember.
If it's 6, that's definitely too
well,
early
it was
to
to the 12-3 half, and then they've got 3 in a row, so it's, yeah, it should be 6, right? 13 to 6?
Yeah.
You would think, though, like, you only need 3 more rounds of your NRG right now. They're the ones that picked Train, and you said it earlier. It's not because their CT side was good. It's because they've got the playbook, the strats on the T side. So I think it's very likely that NRG can just play it slow, play it default, pull off one of their executes, get around, probably upset the economy there of Selfless, since they're now on the CT side, and likely close it out. So I think the comeback for Selfless is going to be very difficult.
This venue is really cool. This is the biggest LAN I've been to, LAN event in general. It's cool to be able to cast it, but just seeing all the other games in the giant BYOC. The only other BYOCs I've seen have just been kind of low-key, pretty messy, but this is a really large-scale event, and it's very clean, too. The entire players area is just like, everyone has a lot of space, and computer's looking sick AF as well.
Nicely done. As Uber throwing some early nades and actually going to go up to CT Sky there. Justin working his way out. You can see, I think that's Mitch who got very blind and pushed off green train. Now Justin pop flashing and pushing through. Is going to spot one on the ladder. He'll try to hop off to stay alive, and it will work out. He finally goes down to the flames, and then it's Nifty and Relics also getting a kill. So the outer defense there very strong from Selfless as NRG try to take a quick play. Gabi on just a UMP working around the back of green. Relics does eventually find the headshot off of that spray control, and we've got Peter 1 versus 4. Yeah, mainline. Doesn't commit to that peak, and maybe lucky for that.
Some shifty feet, and there's Peter to get the first kill. A dangerous player. There's no way that, or there's no sense in giving up any more after they got that info.
Peter, he does have the bomb, though.
Whoa, the flank is actually mainline. Whoa, almost gets caught off guard. Peter was offered up that shot, that's when you have to hit in a situation where you're down so many players. And
oh, he was spotted walking through the smoke. He was maybe hoping it was covering that gap there as well, but mainline from the couches gets the shot.
And now we get to see, again, it's going to be NRG who had a UMP that round on T side. Not something you buy when you have a lot of money, deciding what they want to do.
Yeah, that was odd to see the submachine gun there for them, as now Selfless actually got 2 AKs for them right now, so that's got to feel very good on the CT side. Op there still on Nifty, and it's NRG going for a bit of a force, and there's the AK. There's the one-shot headshot onto Silent. Legia looking to get something done here, peeking out. Does, I think, land a body shot with that Deagle, but you know you're looking for the Juan Deegs. And we've got Uber once more playing up top. Might not even be needed, as Mitch is getting a lot of frags here from Ivy, and they'll try to push on him one more time. That's Justin being taken down, clotheslined, and now Uber from up top. Legia goes up the ladder, we'll find him, but it's Mitch with the 4K shutting down the pistol armor there from NRG.
It looks like we have a game. I mean, this is the mark where that was another eco. They won the 2 rifles, but they've done it in a row, right? They converted from the pistol, they won 2, they won a rifle, they won another save, they won a rifle, and now they have another chance. If they get this again, it's a 2 rounds. It's a 2-for-1 round. That's what I'm trying to say.
Nifty going to look for some Ivy control. There's just the one player there. That's Silent. There's, of course, the one to hold it on the defense on the CT side of the first half, and he'll be the one there as well. Posted up on the default here from NRG as we see them playing slow. Mainline looking over the smoke here in the box halls. He brings down Legia as the first frag. Man advantage now for Selfless. So a lot of time on the clock for NRG.
Important to consider that every round that happens. And again, 2-for-1 if Selfless are able to win this, most likely. If Peter wants to have his op, I mean, they could decide to force up, but it might hinder their ability to win a round greatly. And Peter might actually could win with this peak. I'm not even kidding. Like, he knows this angle, actually just jumps across and avoids Nifty. I think Silent knows there might be an op down here, and there's the head.
Both are on the ladders looking for information.
Of both players spotted now. That leaves him exposed to nades, and whoa, Justin coming out Ivy by himself, gets that kill. That's huge.
Yeah, so Justin goes over to group up with Silent, and they take full Ivy control. Nifty now, I think he has been spotted. They know he's got to be somewhere in the area, and it's Peter that has that angle locked down. He takes out Nifty. Uber gets 1 kill, but then Silent finds him. Now it's up to Relics on the train. We got a 2-on-2 situation, 37 seconds on the clock. And Fire not really bothering Relics all that much. He'll turn and look over towards Ivy, but there's Justin with his 2nd kill of the round, and now mainline 1 versus 2. I think he does have the advantage that they have no idea where he is.
He saw the bomb being picked up as well. But will they know about him? It looks like not quite.
Oh, he is able to spot one, gets that first kill right away. He does not know where Justin is, though, and might not expect him to be in literally the exact same spot, and then caught reloading there in open water. It's Justin that finds a triple in NRG, winning another round here. That's 14.
Wow, super important 1v1 won by Justin there to bring him to 14. If they had won that again, the 2-for-1 round, actually a man advantage that was lost, and we saw NRG just come alive on that T side. Justin opening up the round and closing it as well. So that entry huge at Ivy. Neutralizing Nifty with the flash, also pushing him to hell, making him really uncomfortable. He peeked Peter when he knew he shouldn't have peeked him. Coming out of T-Con, there were a lot of moments where NRG showed that there's a lot to be said about their T-Son on train.
Oh, Justin just took a lot of damage from a grenade, so he's down to 45. And that could help because you got 2 players on FAMAS right now. That's Relics and Uber. Nifty with the strong angle from the Z connector looking into inner. So actually 2 players on inner. Nifty playing the quicker rotate, and he might actually be tested here. Let's see if he can hit the shot. If the peak does come out, that is Justin, I believe, up top.
And you know what? This actually might be a double save for NRG if they lose here, because last round was a 1v1. So surprisingly enough, they could actually recoup their losses, and Selfless will have to win out from there. But this could be a huge one for them.
Oh man, mainline. Our NRG like deciding now to start throwing some nades in utility. Thought mainline might just push up. Ooh. And it's going to be Peter to actually make some noise on this outer site. Molotov out, trying to pull someone off of inner right now as mainline playing kind of the God angle. He'll get the first kill onto Legia, now playing behind the train. Can he get one more? Dealing with 3 players, and it's Gob B with the UMP to find the entrance. Hard shot there from Nifty. He won't hit it. Peter, meanwhile, from T-Con has killed Relics. The rotations have come in. Bomb goes down, and it's a man advantage right now for NRG. 4-on-3. Nifty just hoping that someone will run into that crosshair, but it's not happening. He's going to have to take the fight. He goes up on this spool, Is caught jumping. Silent peeks out, hits the headshot almost instantly, and now it's just Mitch and Uber going to be forced to back off and save as NRG have match point.
Yeah, they put a lot of pressure on Mainline, and you know what? I actually really feel comfortable watching Mainline if I expect him to hold the site solo to do a good job. But it seemed like he got that first kill. That was a really good one. It was clean. He used barely any of his bullets. He didn't give up his position. There was no one there to trade. And then he peeked out really wide into the next two people and committed really hard when he was a solo man on the site. And then, you know, that causes teammates to have to rotate. Typically, you could fight a lot if you want to. You still have a good angle with a lot of HP. But if you put yourself at that risk to get headshotted, I mean, I don't know. You're peeking into their angles when they know where you are. But you killed the only person that you're aware of. So suddenly, you have a disadvantage. On CT side, it's more important to stay alive than it is to get a kill most of the time.
And Selfless. I mean, very important that they can save those weapons. That'll keep them an AK and an M4 onto the round. Everyone else had to go for 5.7 P250 CZ and a couple nades. That's what Selfless are working with. NRG with the full buy. And Selfless are going to try to get aggressive into the halls here. They find Legia. Mainline maybe had an opportunity to chase in, but didn't take it right away. Now Legia's backed off. 3 players at Ivy, and Legia got so far away from the pistols, they're going to get the information that he's holding that, and they will have to back off from that inner push. Mainline still wants to go for it, taking a lot of damage. Nifty now holding on with that P250 is, yeah, there was a bit of a crossfire, but Gabi will take down Nifty, and that's Gabi in Sandwich already pushing up. Mitch finds Justin, but here's Gabi again. So he gets that trade, and he's got 2 kills to start off the round for his team, and now just 2 left here for Selfless. Look at Mainline, though, with the 5.7, getting a quick 2K, and then Relic's playing close on the back of the train. He takes down Silent with the CZ. Now we've got Peter and a 1 versus 2. He's hearing this jumping, almost a 2 for 1 shot. It was so close. He peeks out, will miss the second one onto Mainline, but Peter's got the bomb. He could just rotate in her. He's going to eat a grenade. He's down to 10 HP. Yeah, the damage might have been heard there from Mainline, but Peter's still holding the angle. He's waiting for it, but Mainline, his angle is wider. He finds the triple kill to keep Selfless alive here on map number 2.
Wow, that was so close. And I can't believe they actually... It seemed like that was going to be a collat. That was quite the shot, but Mainline, the man, to once again have so much impact and close out a round for Selfless. So they're actually 6 away. They've earned themselves a save on NRG. In a couple of these previous rounds, they happened 1v1s. But NRG have also had some struggles and some good rounds as well. The thing is, they're just 1 away from match point. They're feeling really good.
Well, 1 away from winning it. As Mainline, it seems like Mainline just comes alive when they're at a man disadvantage. He can just go off, and he'll be the first one out of this round, but his team not too worried about it. It's a quick 3K from Relics. Mitch and Uber also finding 1, and that's Selfless to the double digits, but it's still 5 match points for NRG.
Yeah, they've still got a lot of work to do. I mean, again, when the rounds do get that close, you feel way better about it if you're on the terrorist side. If you're on the CT side, you're like, well, this is not good for our economy, right? We can win the round, but with the win bonus, that is 3,500 doesn't get you much on the CT side. Excuse me. It's not enough to fund an op. It's not enough to fund your grenades. It's not enough to give you the incendiaries that are so useful. It's not enough to get your whole team kits, which can be really useful. And so they need more than that. They need to keep people alive.
So you can see Uber now pushed up against the red train, and then the E-box there covers the angle from ladder. So a very good aggressive position for him. And he's actually, yeah, he's taken up on the angle. He knew Justin gave it up. So Uber will find the first kill of the round with that FAMAS. And it's Mainline to be tested. Gabi immediately with the CZ finding the entry, and that's now an undefended B site. Bomb's going to go down.
Wow, that's actually ridiculous.
Oh, wow. Legia finding 1 in nearly a second. Mitch on about half HP, and we've got a 3-on-3. Peter trying to get out to a rifle, and he's going to die because of it. Mitch will take him down.
We have someone on the T-Con flank, though. He's going to be able to seal this round, and Gabi managed to stay alive.
Yeah, Gabi holding out on the ladder to dodge the fire. Someone's gone up top. Now from behind, it's Silent, so they will know where he is, but they're both alive. And okay, Gabi going up the ladder, taken down almost instantly. Silent's gonna go over top. This is insane. Can he come away with the first kill? He does. He's gonna go. Death from above. Silent, maybe Batman, but he doesn't hit the knife stab. That would have been insane.
Excellent try. Excellent try.
Uber can't even believe it. Look at that face.
That's a really tough jump. Actually, I don't think you have to strafe to make that jump, but you have to jump extremely late. But still really hard to make that. Just from the late jump alone, that's the part where most people fail. So really interesting way to try to pull off that 1v2. And now Selfless have have survived an eco again in a 1v1 around. You know, it's supposed to be an economy building round, but it wasn't. It was an extremely close call. And mainline, typically your clutch lockdown player, has been doing a horrible job at inner. He's actually getting taken down once again.
Oh, wow. And Peter wins the battle with the op. He kills Mitch at Ivy on the other section of the map, and now NRG with a 5-on-3. And it's been mainline to dig them out of these situations, but he was the first person to die on inner.
Yeah, he's having a really hard time on CT side, and I think, well, first of all, that's why a lot of these rounds are either coming down to 1v1s or being lost, which is really unfortunate. There, he didn't even give himself a chance. He tried to pull off the one-way, but I think it was just telegraphed, and he got killed for it.
And we can see NRG sliding off of those default positions, looking to group back up together. Looks like it's hard to tell on Train if they're in the halls or in T connector. But there's Nifty with a nice shot onto Justin. He looks to go into inner, and yeah, they were in T connector and also ladder room. So NRG now flying out as a team to this outer bomb site. But there are still 2 defenders here.
Yeah, one still at Ivy as well. Not a bad spot to be in. Relix needs to stay alive. This is a really important spot for him. Someone just walked over his head.
Yeah, he did spot it. Silent, though, just before he dies, was able to get the kill onto Uber. Relix finds 2, and now it's Peter chiming in with his op. That'll take out Nifty. Relix 1 versus 2. We'll throw an incendiary. That kind of gives his position away a bit. I mean, I guess they already knew where he was, and Peter will hit the op shot. And that'll take us over to map number 3, which will, of course, be Cash. Series tied up 1-1 now, and I think going the way that most of us expected. Selfless able to take their pick of Overpass, but all in all, a very dominant performance there by NRG on their pick of Train.
Yeah, super good rounds from them. They had a really good CT side, obviously, to work off of the 12 rounds. That gave them a lot of outs moving into T side, where they had there's some shakiness, but there was a lot of clutches that happened that game. So much to be said about how much those rounds are valued, how much you could value those rounds, and what impact they had in terms of did they turn into 2-for-1s? Were they converted right after? This was so important.
So we saw the fairly dominant side from CT side from NRG to start off the map. And we were thinking with, what was it, the 12-3 half in favor of NRG that we might not get to see very much of their T side, but actually we did. Selfless were kind of striking back. Were there any takeaways from the T side there of NRG that you saw?
Of NRG, it just seemed like they were making there was that one round where Nifty was able to be flashed off of Ivy, and they dealt with him really well. They neutralized the op at Ivy. They got Ivy control, and that was like one of the highlight points for me, right?
Yeah. All right, well, that's Train in the books. Again, the series tied 1-1. It is an elimination best of 3 between Selfless and NRG. We're going to take a commercial break, but we've got Cash, map number 3, coming up. Stay tuned.